Salam Habibi, how are you all? I hope you are fine. Okay. Salam Habibi, how are you all? I hope you are fine. It's me, Michael Cesar Santa, here with you. Reading title, you have known that which topic we are roasting Tulsi Gabbard, the United States National Secretary, Security Department Secretary. Well, as we know that this is the part one. We have roasted Tulsi Gabbard in part 0 live. There in that points we have roasted only 5 points that we have roasted in that 5 case. We have noticed that the Tulsi Gabbard, the Secretary of United States National Security Department, has failed to support the sovereignty security and she failed to arrange the security system against Iranian and terrorist naval ship to protect their national security of United States of America. But now, here we are going to roast her in the next 10 case. Well, for now, the 10 case of the life is only to protect the United States national security against Iranian terrorist naval ship. Let's go for it. Now we can do our right for here. But now, as an effect, I would go to our main points that would be necessary for us. Now, everybody know that who is Tulsi Gabbard, but there would be some rest person that they would not know who is Tulsi Gabbard. Here I am searching Tulsi Gabbard. Well, here I am searching Tulsi Gabbard. Okay, see what is the result. Tulsi Gabbard, born in April 12, 1981. Oh my Adonai. Tulsi Gabbard is only 4 years older than Gal Gadot. Okay. But look at Gal Gadot and Tulsi Gabbard. Okay. Look at Gal Gadot and Tulsi Gabbard. Gal Gadot is still young when Tulsi Gabbard look like the old age. Well, don't discriminate about age. Now, here, who is she? She is the Director of National Intelligence of United States of America since 2025. She has the head of Lieutenant Colonel of the United States Army Reserve since 2021. That means She is the Lieutenant Colonel of the United States Army in 2021. But still, she is a member of Democratic Party under the presidency of Joe Biden and vice presidency of unfortunately Kamala Harris. Now look at her. She previously served as United States representative for Hawaii second congressional district from 2013 to 2021. A former Democrat, she joined the Republican Party in 2024. Tulsi Gabbard was the youngest state of legislature in Hawaii from 2002 to 2004. Oh my Adonai. Let's get the points. Who is Avril Harris? Oh, she is preceded by Avril Harris. Avril Harris, Avril Danica Hans is an American lawyer who served as 7th Director of National Intelligence in Biden administration. Oh my Adonai. She is the first woman to serve this role. That means a crystal feminism in national intelligence. Okay? She is in office of United States House Representative and Hawaii 2nd District. She is preceded by Major Kohanos. Oh, a woman. And she is her successor is Kalai Kelehes. Oh, Shukra Alhamdulillah. Well, Democratic National in the Democratic National Committee Vice Chair in the office on June 22, 2013 to February 27, 2016. Chair is Chairman was Debrat Wesen Schutz and preceded by Michael Mokoto Honda and succeeded by Grace Meng. Oh my Adonai. What a feminism. I think all of them would be roasted. Well, let one be one. And now, as a personal point, she is she is in political affirmation in Democrat Party from 2002 to 2022. That means Tulsi Gabbard joined a political party in 2002 in the presidency of George W. Bush. And she left the Democrat Party in 2022 in the presidency of Joe Biden and vice presidency of, unfortunately, Kamala Harris. His father is Mike Gabbard. Relative is Caroline Steneva Gabbard. And education is Hawaii Pacific University. Perhaps her mother is Hindu. Well, she joined Republican Party in 2024. And now still she is an Republican politician. Okay. Now tell me, say her about her military service. Uh, she is promoted as major on October 12, 2015. Well, in April 2023, she served the Hawaii State Legislature. Gabbard enlisted the Hawaii Army National Guard in July 2004. Wait a minute. She joined Democrat Party in 2002, and she's enlisted in Hawaii Army National Guard in July 2004. That's suspicious. She was deployed in 12-month tour, 1 year tour in Iraq, serving as a specialist with the medical company. 29th Infantry Brigade Combat Team. Perhaps would be the losing team I have received. Tulsi Gabbard received a combat medical badge in 2005 for participation combat under. And the last point, on July 2021, Gabbard was promoted as the rank of Lieutenant Colonel in July 4, 2021. While she was deployed to the House of Africa, working as civil affairs officer to support a special operation mission. Special operation was conducted by NATO. Subsequently, Gabbard was given in command in the 1st Battalion, 254th Regiment, based in Tulsa. Tulsa is the second most populous country in the state of Oklahoma after Oklahoma City. Okay. Now here we go the points. Well, let's have a word for her. So, what would I get the points? Just 2 minutes, wait please. We have, here is our research point. Our research point would be Google Earth. Okay? Well, our research would be Google Earth. Today, and it is the of the record performance of Tulsi Gabbard. Okay, now let's start the fine. Here, see distance org is the second research paper we would mention at last. Okay. Now here we go that yeah. Now here I would mention what is the country. The country is Iran. And what is the port? The port is Abadan. Okay, now the port of arrival. What is the country to port to arrival? That is United States. Because today's topic is still Iranian terrorist naval ship. Okay. Now here is the port I have to select. Okay, that is Miami. Now we have to input vessel speed knot, and that would be 80. Okay. Now here is distance we got to know. And now I am here to the distance about the points. Okay. Now here is the points we got to know. Well, everything is okay? Okay. Now here is CIA, that information to Tulsi Gabbard about Iran. That means Central Intelligence Agency information to Tulsi Gabbard about Iran, where Israeli informer is Gal Gadot. Okay. Now here we have totally 15 points. First 5 points we have complete. Now we are going to next point, that is case number 5. Well, now we are talking about Iranian terrorist naval ship. What is the departure? The departure is Abadan, Iran. What is arrival? The arrival is Miami, Georgia, the United States of America. What is via Suez Canal? Okay. What is via? Via is Suez Canal. Well, what is the distance? Distance is 16,807 kilometers. Therefore, here, while we are calculating the kinetic power of petrol of Iranian terrorist naval ship, here we have an input 16,807,000 meter square as distance square. But now we have to notice that here is the catch, and the catches is in the points. Here is the written that distance is 975 nautical mile, but I have mentioned distance as 16,807 kilometers. Well, 9,075 nautical miles how become 16,807 kilometers? Let's have to find. Okay, here we go. The search engine to search nautical mile to kilometers. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Here we enter an input of nautical mile, that is 975 nautical mile, and now it converted to kilometer as 16,000. Well, nautical mile input is 9,075 and output as kilometer is 16,806.9 kilometer. That means exactly that is 16,806 kilometer 900 meters. Now here we have the round figure, and what is the round figure? The round figure number is 16,807 kilometer. That means as a meter, that is 16,807,000 meters. Well, here we have the points. Now we have got a travel time is 4 days 17 hours. Now you would be curious as that where I got information. Okay, now information is available in the research paper. That is here time is 4 days 17 hours. Okay, well, as we know that what is 4 days, we know that one day is equal to 24 hours. Hence 4 days is equal to 96 hours. Well, what if I add 17 hours to 4 days? 96 plus 10, 106, 106 plus 7, 113 hours. And what is 113 hours? One days, 1 hour is equal to 3600 seconds. Therefore, 4 days 17 hours is equal to 6,800 seconds. Well, we have the heaviest naval ship. And what is heaviest naval ship? Well, Iranian terrorist heaviest naval ship, that is 34,000 tons. 1 ton is 1,000 kilograms. Therefore, 34,000 tons means 34 million kilograms. Now, we have the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship. Okay, now how can we calculate the kinetic power of the petrol of the Iranian terrorist naval ship? Let's find out. We know power is equal to, kinetic power is equal to kinetic energy by time divided by time, and we know that kinetic energy is equal to half mv square, and we know v equal to s divided by t. Therefore, kinetic energy is equal to half m s square divided by t square. Now, since we know that kinetic power is equal to kinetic energy divided by time, therefore kinetic power is half m multiplied by distance square divided by time cube. And now here you have seen that why we have written 17 million kilogram. Well, while we have a heaviest naval ship as 34 million kilogram. Okay, 34 million kilogram is the weight of Iranian terrorist naval ship, and the half of Iranian terrorist naval ship weight is 17 million kilograms. Therefore, I have written 17 million kilograms. Okay, we have input as 16,807 kilometer. That means 16,807,000 meter square, and as distance square. We have travel time 406,800 seconds. Therefore, travel time cube is 406,800 seconds. Now, what is our result? Our result is 71,755 watt. That means 71.755 watt. What is the round figure? The round figure is 72 kilowatt. Okay. Now here we go to the calculator and we will do that. Oh, mistakenly I have opened calendar. Okay, there is a large number with that. Okay, now we have a number of power, kinetic power as petrol of Iranian terrorist heaviest naval ship. And what is that? 71.755 kilowatt. And now we would transfer. We would compare to the minimum power to generate a nuclear weapon. What is that? That is 50,000 kilowatt. Now we have to have a percentage. Now what is that? That is 1.4351%. I apologize, that is 0.14351%. And now it is not even 1%. Okay, and now here we go, we have the points. How would we have a calculator? Oh, there is the calendar points, we know. Okay. Now there, let's have a distance. What is the route between Abadan? What is the naval route between Abadan, Iran to Miami, Georgia, United States via Suez Canal? Let's have the points. Okay, therefore I have opened our first research paper, that is Google Earth. Okay. Well. Okay. Here is the Abdali Al-Badan, Iran. It has to travel the Shatil Arab Sea, and it would be the Persian. Here, this is the Persian Gulf, or this is the Arabian Gulf. Okay. At first, Iranian terrorist naval ship has to enter the Arabian Gulf. Then they have to pass the sea beach of our United Arab Emirates. Then they have to pass the sea beach of Oman. Then they have to pass the sea beach of Yemen, Sana. Then they have to pass the sea beach of Somalia. Well, then they have to pass the sea beach of Ethiopia and Saudi Arabia. Then they have to pass the sea beach of Medina and the sea beach of Sudan. Then they have to pass the sea beach of Cairo, sea beach of Egypt. Well, now where is the Suez Canal? Suez Canal is here. Okay. Now they have to enter. Well, they have passed the Arabian Sea. They have passed the Arabian Sea, eastern side of Arabian Sea. They have passed the Red Sea, and now they have to. The Iranian terrorist heavier naval ship has to enter the Mediterranean Sea, and now they have to pass the sea beach of Cyprus and Turkey. Then they have to pass the sea beach of Greece. Then they have to pass the sea beach of Libya. Then they have to pass the sea beach of Italy. Then they have to pass the sea beach of Tunisia. Then they have to pass the sea beach of Algeria. Then they have to pass the sea beach of France. And then they have to pass the sea beach of Spain. Then they have to pass the sea beach of Morocco. Well, they have to pass the sea beach of Gibraltar Strait. And they have to pass the sea beach of Portugal. Well, then they have to enter the ancient North Atlantic Ocean. Okay. What is the country? Then they have to pass the sea beach of Jamaica. Then they have to pass the sea beach of what is Honduras. Then they have to pass the sea beach of Dominican Republics, and now they have to pass a sea beach of Yucatan. Well, then they have to pass the sea beach of Nicobar. Then they have to pass the sea beach of Mexico. Then they have to enter Mexico of the Gulf of Mexico. This is that. Then they have to enter the Gulf of America. Then they have to pass the sea beach of Cuba. Then they have to enter the Miami. Here is the Miami. Miami is Georgia. It is the Florida or Georgia. Well, and now in this route, when 0.1437351% of the power to generate a nuclear weapon as a kinetic power of petrol of Iranian terrorist naval ship can enter into Miami, Georgia, the United States of America. I hope this is the national issue of security of the United States of America. Well, I know the real calculation of the security threat, Israeli informer Gal Gadot knew the calculative security threat when Tulsi Gabbard is the secretary of the uh, National Security of the United States of America. She got information from Central Intelligence Agency about this type of threat. Still, how was arrangement against Iranian terrorist naval ship? That is zero. Well, here is the point. I have noticed that. Okay, let's focus on my calculations. Okay. And you can search here. It is not a promotion. Well. Here in Iran, Americans cannot deploy their army base, but they could deploy their intelligence or security commando base in Qatar. They could security commando base in Saudi Arabia. They could security commando base in United States Emirates, particularly Abu Dhabi and Dubai. They could deploy the security commandos in Gulf of Eastern Gulf of Oman. Well, and the Pakistan to tackle the Arabian Sea. That would be the chicken neck, naval chicken neck for the Iran. Therefore, Iranian terrorist naval ship cannot reach to the Miami via the canal. And what is the canal? The canal is Suez Canal. But Tulsi Gabbard failed to arrange the security of United States of America in Qatar, in Saudi Arabia, in United Arab Emirates, and in the Eastern Oman and North Oman and Pakistan to tackle the Gulf of Oman as the naval chicken neck of Iran. But they cannot. Tulsi could not do this. Okay. Well, India, we have a loose hope about India. Well, but we have only one hope on India, and that is Ajit Dawal. Well, we could tackle the southern sea beach of Oman. Tulsi Gabbard arranged a United States military base in southern sea beach of Oman, and Tulsi Gabbard could arrange an Indian naval ship in Mumbai, Goa, Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, Kerala. Tulsi Gabbard could arrange a military base on Yemen, I mean in the disguise of Somalian left-wing activists. They could deploy the army base on Somalia. They could deploy the army base on Ethiopia, European sea beach. They could deployment the army base of Sudan. They could deployment the army base of Egypt. Well, they could deployment the army base of Libya. They could deployment the army base of Tunisia. They could deployment the army base of Algeria and Morocco. Sea beach in Algeria and sea beach in Morocco. But our, what is our point? Tulsi Gabbard, the well, what is the point? Reality? The reality is Tulsi Gabbard, the Secretary of United States National Security Department, could not announce any security or national security system of United States of America to tackle the Iranian terrorist heaviest naval ship. Okay, here we have the points, but now let's have a points. The points is that Iranian terror. What is about Iranian terrorist naval ship? Okay, what if Iranian terrorist contains their small naval ship? What would be that? Well, still departure is Abadan, Iran. Port of arrival is Miami, Georgia, United States of America, and via is Suez Canal. Distance is 16,807 kilometers. Time is 4 days 17 hours. Okay, that means 406,800 seconds. But because it is Iranian terrorist small naval ship, it would be 2 million kilogram. And now, when we have the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist heaviest naval ship as 71,755. Therefore, we got the points. 71,755 hour divided by 34 multiplied by 2. Okay, and what would be that? That would be 4,221 watt. Well, let's compare with the power to generate the nuclear weapon. Okay, now let's divide the number by the power to generate the nuclear weapon. What is that? That is 50,000 kilowatt. What is 50,000 kilowatt? That is 50 million watt. Now let's have the percentage. The percentage is 0.09%. Well, 0.009%. Well, 0.009% power of to generate a nuclear weapon as a kinetic power of Iranian terrorist small naval ship as the power if when Iran, let me see, when okay, when Iranian terrorist small naval ship can pass Satel Arab Sea, Gulf of Persia, Gulf of Arab, Gulf of Oman, Arabian Sea, here, well, Gulf of Aden, Red Sea, then Mediterranean Sea, and Strait of Gibraltar, and the North Atlantic Oceans, and Caribbean Sea, Gulf of Mexico, and Gulf of America, and then enter repeatedly the Atlantic Ocean to enter the Miami Sea Beach. It is the points to hope that that would be the security threat. That would be the threat, Iranian threat for the national security of United States of America. Well, we have forgotten the next research. Let's have a say. The population of Miami City. The population of Miami City, Florida, Florida, USA. What is the population of Miami City? Let's check it out. That is 455,924 as estimate records. Okay, that means 460,000 second as a round figure. Okay, well, 0.13597% of power to generate the nuclear weapon as a kinetic power of petrol of Iranian terrorist heaviest naval ship can travel from Abadan, Iran to Miami, Georgia, United States of America via Suez Canal in 4 days, 17 hours. That means it is the threat of what? It is the threat of 460,000 population of Miami. Well, I know the estimate calculated threats. Gal Gadot know the estimate calculated threats, but as a Tulsi Gabbard, as Secretary of Secretary of National Security of United States of America, how could she ignore the threat for 460,000 Miami Americans live security by as a threat by Iranian terrorist Habel naval ship. Secondly, as a small naval ship, when 0.009% of the power to generate a nuclear weapon as a kinetic power of petrol of Iranian terrorist small naval ship is enough to travel from Abadan, Iran to Miami, Georgia, United States via Suez Canal for 4 days, 17 hours to uh, have a terrorist attack on 460,000 Miami Americans. How could Tulsi Gabbard ignore? It is the out of knowledge of us, or I think it is the crystal confusion for us. Okay, what if it would be the Iranian terrorist naval boat, not a naval ship? Well, then the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval boat would be 71.755 watts. Okay, and now here we got a point. 71.755 watt divided by the power to generate a nuclear weapon, and what is that? That is 50,000 kilowatt. What is 50,000 kilowatt? That is 50 million watt. Then we have the percentage. Now see the result. The result is 0.0014351, while 0.0014351% of power to generate a nuclear weapon as a kinetic power of petrol of Iranian terrorist naval boat is enough to distance 16,807 kilometers from Afghan, Iran to Miami, Georgia, United States of America via Suez Canal for 4 days, 17 hours to kill 460,000 Miami American. I know the estimate threats. My girlfriend Gal Gadot know the estimate threats. Then Tulsi Gabbard as a Secretary of National Security Department of the United States of America, how could she ignore it? It is the out of the common sense. I think even Tulsi Gabbard is belong from Oakism. Well, here as a proof, we have the points. The proof is here. Okay. The proof is that she joined Democrats in 2002, the presidency of American presidency George W. Bush, and she left the Democrat Party in 2022 as the presidency of America of American presidency of Joe Biden's. It is easy for us to believe this, that perhaps Tulsi Gabbard is belong the workism as we perceive. Well, here is the points we have to believe, and we have to the points. Well, it is the case number 5 I have to say. Now what is case number 6? Here we got a points. Now we got the point. Case number 6 is the first scenario is Iranian terrorist naval ship, and departure is from Abadan, Iran, and arrival is Miami, Georgia, United States of America. What is via? Via is Cape of Good Hope, and distance is 21,906 kilometers. Therefore, as a kinetic energy, we have input as distance is 21,906,000 meter. Okay. The speed is 148 km per hour, and our travel time is 6 days 4 hours. But here is the catch. The catch is our research paper. Well, here is the research, and what is the research? The research is here in the website of cdistance.org. Okay. Here we have the input as port of departure, Iran. We have a port of arrival, United States, and vessel speed is 80 knots. Iranian port is departure. Iranian port is Abadan, and arrival port of on United States is Miami. And here we got to know that okay. Here we got to know that vessel is 11,000 828 nautical miles via Cape of Good Hope. Perhaps I calculate 626. Okay, now 1100 626 828. Okay. Now here there is no confusion. The actual distance is well the actual distance is 11,828 nautical mile via Cape of Good Hope, and the time is 6 days 4 hours. Therefore, we have know the points is travel time is 6 days 4 hours. Okay, but now we have a distance as nautical miles, but we have mentioned the distance as kilometer. How could it be possible? It could not be possible, but more than it is easy. Okay, how is that? Let me explain. Here I have input. Here is a conversion from nautical mile to kilometer. What is nautical mile? Input of nautical mile is 11,828. And what is the answer? The answer is the output of kilometer. And what is that? Output of kilometer? The output of kilometer is 21,905.456 kilometer. And that means 21,905 kilometer 456 meters. And what is the round figure of this? The round figure of this is 21,906 kilometer. That means as a meter, that is 21,906,000 meters. Okay. Now here is the travel time dates. Okay. The travel time is travel time is 6 day 4 hours. Now we know that 1 hour is 20. Now we know 1 day is 24 hours. And what is 6 day 4 hours? The value of 6 day 4 hour is 148 hours. And what is value of 148 hours? We know that 1 hour is 3600 seconds. Therefore, 6 day 4 hour, the value of 6 day 4 hour is 532,800 seconds. Now, Iranian, at the first scenario, Iranian terrorists sent the heaviest naval ship. Therefore, the weight is 34,000 tons. That means 34 million kilograms. Okay. Now let's have the let's have to calculate the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship, heaviest naval ship. And what is that? We know that equation of kinetic power is half m multiplied by distance square divided by time cube. Well, what is distance? Distance is distance between naval route distance between Abadan port of Iran and Miami port of Florida, United States of America. And what is that? Well, while weight is 34 million kilometers, therefore half of weight is 17 million kilograms. Well, weight is 34 million kilograms, half of m is 17 million kilograms. Well, we have input of travel time that is 532,800 seconds. Well, let's focus on the calculations. What is the calculation? The calculation is 53,937 watts. Okay, therefore let's compare the power with the power to generate a nuclear weapon. Okay, therefore let's delete. Okay, let's cancel the calculation and delete every memory. Okay, now I have deleted all of memory. Well, our kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship input is 53,937. Okay. Now let us divide the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist heaviest naval ship with divide it by the power to generate a nuclear weapon. What is the power to generate a nuclear weapon? That is 50,000 kilowatt. What is 50,000 kilowatt? That is 50 million watts. Now let's have the percentage. We know that is 0.107874%. It is not even 1%. But now, here we have a catch, and what is the catch? Let's find out. Okay, therefore we have to go the first research. uh, okay, well, the first research is therefore here is the Abadan. The route is at first Iranian terrorist heaviest naval ship have to pass the Persian Gulf, then enter the Arabian Persian Gulf, then enter the Arabian Gulf. Then they have to pass the Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, sea beach of Bahrain, then have to pass the sea beach of Saudi Arabia, then have to pass the sea beach of United Arab Emirates, particularly uh, Abu Dhabi sea beach and Dubai sea beach. Then they have to enter the Gulf of Oman. Okay, and they have to pass the northern sea beach of Oman. Then they okay. Now let's check it out. Then they have to enter the Arabian Sea beach. Then they have to pass the southern Oman. Then they have to pass Yemen, Oman, but not enter the Gulf of Aden. Then they have to pass the sea beach of Somalia. Okay. Then they have to pass the sea beach of Kenya. Then they have to pass the sea beach of Tanzania. Okay. Then they have to pass sea beach both of Mozambique and Madagascar. Well, then they have to pass the sea beach of Eswatini. Well, Lesotho is a landlocked country. Then they have to pass the sea beach of every sea beach of South Africa. Well, here when they start the sea to passing the sea beach of Durban, perhaps they have the enter the Indian Ocean. But now, passing every sea beach of South Africa, they have entered the Southern Ocean. Okay. Now they have to enter they have to pass the southern sea beach of Chile. Then they have to pass the every sea beach of Argentina. Then they have to pass the every sea beach of Uruguay. Then they have to pass the every sea beach of Brazil, and they have to enter the Atlantic Ocean. Okay. Now Okay, they have to pass the sea beach of French Guiana. Then they have to pass the sea beach of Ghana. Then they have to pass the sea beach of Venezuela. Then they have to pass the sea beach of Colombia. They have to pass the sea beach of Costa Rica. Then they have to pass the sea beach of Nicaragua. Then they have to pass the sea beach of Guatemala. They have to pass the sea beach of Honduras. They have to pass the sea beach of what? Countries not mentioned. Vatican's. They have to pass the sea beach of Mexico, and since they have passed the Caribbean Sea, they would have to enter the Gulf of Mexico. Then they have to enter the Gulf of America. Then they have to pass the northern sea beach of Cuba, and then have to enter repeatedly the Atlantic Ocean, and then finally then have to enter the Miami port. Okay, so what is the power percentage? 0.107874. Okay. 0.107874% of the power to generate the nuclear weapon as a kinetic power of petrol of Iranian terrorist naval ship can depart the Abadan port of Iran and enter Miami port of Florida of the United States via every sea beach of South Africa with the travel time of 6 days 4 hours. They have the potentiality to have a terrorist attack against 460,000 American Miami, and 460,000 American Miami. Now, the irony is that the Bangladeshi women know the estimate calculated security threats on United States of America. My girlfriend Gal Gadot knows the security threats on United States of America. Then Tulsi Gabbard is the Secretary of National Security of United States of America. That means indirectly Tulsi Gabbard is head of Central Intelligence Agency. But still, what is her failure in the route? Let's have a points. Okay. Now, let's go to the first research paper. Well, let's have the first research paper. Well, the research paper is like that. Uh, Tulsi Gabbard is failed to deploy United States Security Commando on Qatar. Tulsi Gabbard failed in to deploy the security United States Security Commando on sea beach, every sea beach of United States of America. Tulsi Gabbard, well, uh, I have to go to points. Tulsi Gabbard failed to deploy the United States Army security and the Pakistan Army, Pakistan military on the sea beach of Pakistan, especially Gwadar, Omara, Gwadar, Omara and Karachi. Gwadar and Omara of the Balochistan of the Balochistan provincial state of the unit of Pakistan, and Karachi as the sea beach of Sindh state of Pakistan. Well, they have failed. Tulsi Gabbard is failed to deploy the United States security military in the northern every northern sea beach of Oman. Oh, now what is that? If they would success, what would be an effect? Well, here that would be the effect is that, let's have the points. Here, East Northern Arabian Sea and the East Northern Arabian Sea, Persian Gulf, the Gulf of Oman is naval chicken neck of Iranian terrorist naval terrorist organization. Okay. Here perhaps 20% marks has been erased. Well, at the first live security assignment to handle the Iranian naval terrorist, Tulsi Gabbard 50% of 50% marks of Tulsi Gabbard has been erased, negative. And here in this slide 20% marks, and total combinedly 70% marks of security assignment to handle the file of Iranian naval terrorists has been negative from Tulsi Gabbard. And now, okay, now let's focus on it. Tulsi Gabbard could deploy the security force in Somalia and Maldives and Sri Lanka. Well, they deployed the British Indian Ocean Territory and Adola City they deployed. Well, but they have failed it would be difficult to travel this distance because here is the route of for Iranian terrorist heaviest naval ship. Okay, now the here is the chicken neck between every sea beach of Kenya and Seychelles. The and second chicken neck is between every sea beach of Tanzania and Seychelles. And here African third chicken neck is every sea beach of Mozambique and every sea beach of Madagascar. The sea route is the chicken neck. Well. Here we got the and South Africa. Well, there is the chicken breast between South Africa and Antarctica. Okay. There is the chicken neck. Oh, there is the chicken breast between Chile, sea beach of Chile and sea beach of Antarctica. And there is the Latin American second chicken neck is sea beach of Argentina and sea beach of Antarctica. They could deploy the sea beach of United States military on every sea beach of Argentina. Well, they could deploy the every their military equipments on every sea beach on Uruguay. They could Tulsi Gabbard could deploy the every the military security system of United States of America in every sea beach of Brazil. They could deploy every sea beach of French Ghana and Ghana. They could deploy every sea beach of Venezuela. Oh, my Adonai! Here is we got the third chicken neck. The chicken neck is between every sea beach of Venezuela and Dominican Republic. Then they could deploy the every sea beach of Colombia. They could deploy the every sea beach of Panama. No tension. They could sea beach every. They could deploy their United States military on every sea beach of Costa Rica. They could deploy their military in every sea beach of Nicaragua. They could deploy their military for a security of United States of America in every sea beach of Nicaragua, Honduras, Belarus, and Mexico City. Well, the Northern American chicken neck is between the sea beach of Cuba and the sea beach of Mexico. But here is the security opportunity, and here is the security opportunity. We have measurement. Okay. Here is the security of measurement to tackle The Iranian terrorist heaviest naval ship with the kinetic power of 0.107874% power of power to generate a nuclear weapon. But what would be that? Uh, well, I know the national security threat of the United States of America and the estimate national security opportunity to tackle Iranian naval terrorists to save our Miami of the United States of America. Even Gal Gadot know the estimate security threat on Miami, but the irony is that the Tulsi Gabbard, the security chief, Secretary of National Security of United States of America, I mean indirectly the head of Central Intelligence Agency, notwithstanding knowing the security threat, she could not arrange any security systems for the Iranian terrorist naval ship. Okay. Now, here we got a point that we have to know. What if that would be an Iranian terrorist small naval ship? Then the weight would be 2 million kilograms in lieu of 34 million kilograms. And what would be the effect? Well, we know 5,300, well, 53,937 watt divided by 34 multiplied by 2 divided by the power of power to generate nuclear weapon. What is that? That is 50,000 kilowatt. What is 50,000 kilowatt? That is 50,000 watts. Then we got that the power is okay. Well, we got the percentage. Well, the percentage 0.00635%. Well, 0.00635% of the power to generate nuclear weapon as a kinetic power of petrol of Iranian terrorist small naval ship to travel from Abadan port of Iran to arrive the Miami port of United States of America via Good of Hope, and that means the every sea beach of South Africa. Here we have a point with the distance of 21,906 kilometers with the travel time of 6 days 4 hours. When the Iranian terrorist small naval ship can have a terrorist attack against 460,000 American Miami American Miami, American in Miami. Well, I know the calculate threat. Gal Gadot know the calculate threat, and the root of what is the root is the enter route is Gulf of Persia, Gulf of Oman, uh, Gulf of Eastern Africa, Indian Ocean, uh, Southern Ocean, Atlantic Sea, Caribbean Sea, Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America. Well, it is the crystal point that here it is the crystal point that Tulsi Gabbard notwithstanding the Tulsi Gabbard being a secretary of United State National Security, I mean indirectly the head of Central Intelligence Agency, Tulsi Gabbard failed to counter the naval route of Iranian terrorist small naval ship. Okay, now what if that would be the Iranian terrorist naval boat, not a naval ship? Well, the weight would be 34,000 kilograms. And now, the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval boat would be 53.937 watt. Okay. Now here, we got to know 53.937 watt. 937 divided by the power to generate the nuclear weapon. What is that? That is 50,000 kilowatt. What is 50,000 kilowatt? That is 50 million watt. And then we have the percentage. That is 0.000107874. 0.000107874% power of power nuclear project to generate a nuclear weapon as a kinetic power of petrol of Iranian terrorist naval boat, when that is enough to attack Miami, terrorist attack on 460,000 Americans in Miami by the route of Cape of Good Hope. That means route of Persian Gulf, Gulf of Oman, Arabian Sea, Eastern Indian Ocean, Gulf of Eastern Africa, and Southern Ocean and Atlantic Ocean and Caribbean Sea and Gulf of Mexico and Gulf of America, and then repeatedly the Atlantic Ocean. Therefore, we have no hope for our Tulsi Gabbard with that is not even 1%. That is 0.000107874% power to generate a nuclear weapon. Still, that is dangerous for our that in Iranian terrorist naval boat is still the dangerous for the national security of United States of America. But our Tulsi Gabbard, indirect chief of Central Intelligence Agency, ignore it. Okay, bhai. Let's have the points. We have to raise our hands. Okay. Now, here we are going to the case number 7. Okay. Let's have the point case number 7. What is case number 7? Uh, Arabian is same. Abadan port, Iran. Departure is same. Arabian port is same. Miami port, Georgia, United States. But the route is different in case 7, and that is Panama Canal. Okay. What is the distance of Panama Canal? The route, that is 28,890 kilometers. Therefore, when we measure the kinetic power, we have the input of 28,890,000 meters. But what a minute, here is a catch. Okay, let's see the catch. Okay. Well, the catch is the distance is 15,599 nautical mile via Panama Canal. Via Panama Canal. Well, we have the time 8 days 3 hours. Therefore, we have mentioned 8 days 3 hours. That means the calculation of 700 to 2000 seconds. Okay. Now we have information 15,599 nautical mile as distance, but we mentioned distance as 28,890 kilometers. How is this possible? Well, I think it is not possible. Moreover, it is easy. And how could it be easy? Okay. Okay. How could it be easy? Let's find out. Here is the calculation between nautical mile, conversion between nautical mile and kilometer. Now here we go. Okay. Here we go that as we have input 15,599 as a nautical mile. Then what is the output as a kilometer? The output as kilometer is 28,889 kilometer, 348 meters. And what is the round figure? The round figure is that 28,890 kilometers. Okay. Now we have the weight. Now we have the weight. What is weight? Now we just a moment. Now we have a weight. What is it? The weight is 34 million kilogram. Well, now let's check what is the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship. Okay. Well, as we know, in here we have mentioned 17 million kilogram, but we know that the weight of Iranian terrorist heaviest naval ship is 34 million kilogram, but it is the complete weight, and now the half of this weight is 17 million kilogram. Then we have an input of 17 million kilograms. Okay. Now here we got we have input distance square as 28,890,000 meter square, and we have travel time cube as input as 702,000 seconds cube. And what is the result? Well, the result is that 41,014 watt. Okay. Here we have a catch. Well, now let's have a catch for this. It is the 14,000. Let's have the comparison between the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval heaviest naval ship and the power to generate a nuclear weapon. Okay. And now, what is our input of kinetic power to of petrol of Iranian terrorist heaviest naval ship? That is 41,014 watt. And let's divide the power with the power to generate a nuclear weapon. What is that? That is 50,000 kilowatt. What is 50,000 kilowatt? That is 50 million watt. Okay. And now, then we have a percentage. What is percentage? That is 0.082028%. Well, now here we go. We have to discuss the root. What is we have to discuss the root? Let's check it out. Well, the via is Panama Canal. That means here we have the points. I can measure the root. Okay, now let's check the Google Earth. Okay, here we can check the Google Earth. Okay, here Iranian terrorist heaviest naval ship have to pass the Persian Gulf and enter the Arabian Gulf. Then they have to pass the sea beach of Qatar, sea beach of Saudi Arabia, sea beach of Arab Emirat, particularly sea beach of Abu Dhabi and sea beach of Dubai. Then they have to enter. Uh, okay. Then they have to enter the sea beach then they have to enter the Gulf of Oman. Then they have to pass the sea beach of northern Oman, northern sea beach of Oman. Then they have to enter the Arabian Sea. Okay, they have to pass the sea beach of Gadarport, Omaka of the Balochistan province, state of Pakistan, and they have to pass the sea beach of Karachi of the Sindh state of Pakistan. Then well, then they have to pass Dwarka of Gujarat state of India. They have to pass Prabhanakar, the Gujarat state of India. They have to pass the Surat state, the Surat city, sea beach, the Gujarat state of India. Okay. They have to pass, they have to pass Mumbai city, the Maharashtra province state of India. There is not a major city, still not. They have to pass Panaji sea beach of Goa, province of India. They have to Kanwar sea beach. They have to pass the Kanwar sea beach, the Karnataka state of India. They have to pass the sea beach Udupi of Udupi, the Karnataka state of provincial state of India. They have to pass the sea beach of Kanpur, the Kanpur sea beach, the state of Kerala, India. They have to pass Kollam sea beach, the Kerala state, India. They have to pass. They have to pass Karnataka. They have to pass sea beach of Kanyakumari, Tamil Nadu state, India. They have to pass Chennai sea beach of India. Well, they have to pass the sea beach of Visakhapatnam, Telangana, India. Well, I think they have passed the Arabian Sea, and they have passed the Indian Oceans. Now they have passed. They have to enter the Bay of Bengal. They have to pass Dogla Sea Beach, West Bengal of India. They have to pass Kuakata Sea Beach of Bangladesh. They have to pass Chittagong Sea Beach of Bangladesh. They have to pass Coxbazar Sea Beach of Bangladesh. Well, Iranian naval terrorists have to pass Silva Sea Beach of Myanmar. Okay. they have to pass sea beach of Medan, sea beach of Malaysian, and sea beach, northern sea beach of Indonesia. Okay, and perhaps they have to enter. They have to pass the sea beach of Philippines, and then they have to enter the Iranian terrorist naval ship have to enter the Pacific Ocean. Okay. Well, here we go. They have to pass every eastern sea beach of Mexico. They have to pass every eastern Guatemala. They southern Guatemala. They have to pass every eastern Nicambura. They have to pass every Nicaragua. They have to pass every eastern sea beach of Costa Rica, and they have to enter Panama Canal. To enter what? To enter the Caribbean Sea. Okay? Well, they have to pass the sea beach of. This is western. Eastern, they have to pass eastern sea beach of Costa Rica, eastern sea beach of Nicaragua, eastern sea beach of Guatemala, northern sea beach of Honduras, eastern sea, the Gulf of Mexico. Then they have to enter the Gulf of America. Then they have to enter the northern sea beach of Cuba, and then they have to enter the Atlantic Sea, and they have to enter the Miami city. Well, how much population live in American population live in Miami city? That is 460,000. Okay. But here is the catch. Now the power compression is 0.082028. Okay, and now 0.082028% of the power to generate a nuclear weapon as a kinetic power of petrol of Iranian terrorist naval ship when is able to travel the power Iranian terrorist naval ship when Iranian terrorist naval ship is capable to travel from Abadan port of Iran to Miami port of United States of America within within the computer port within the travel time of 8 days 3 hours and the distance of 28,890 kilometers to have a terrorist attack on 460,000 Americans in Miami. That would be the most dangerous threat on national security of United States of America. But irony is that I know the calculated security threats. My girlfriend don't know the calculated security threats, but Tulsi Gabbard, the indirect head of the Central Intelligence Agency is not aware about the security threat, or I hope she is a lazy woman to be aware about Iranian terrorist naval route of where the route place is Gulf of Persia, Gulf of Arabia, Gulf of Oman, Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean, Bay of Bengal, Pacific Ocean, Caribbean Sea, Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America, and the Atlantic Ocean. There is the largest threat, and we have perceived, but it seems to me that Tulsi Gabbard is irresponsible about Iranian terrorist naval ship. And what is her father? Well, let's about to see it. Check it in. Her father is Gerard Michael Gabbard. Her father is Gerard Michael Gabbard. Gerard Michael Gabbard is a nationalist left-wing of the politician of the United States of America. But what about her daughter? Her daughter is perhaps bring a Wokism DNA by her mother. Therefore, Tulsi Gabbard, as the head of the Central Intelligence Agency, she did not arrange a security system to secure United States sovereignty against Iranian terrorist naval ship, where the route is Persian Gulf, Arabian Gulf, Gulf of Oman, Gulf of Nepal, Arabian Sea, Gulf of India, Indian Ocean, Bay of Bengal, repeatedly in Indian Ocean, Gulf of Malaysia, Pacific Ocean, Panama Canal, Caribbean Sea, Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America, and Gulf of the chicken neck, naval chicken neck between Florida and Cuba, and then the Atlantic Oceans. Therefore, perhaps we have the hopeless. What could we do? Well, I would not repeat the security defense United States defense based on Oman, northern sea beach of Oman, southern sea beach of Balochistan, southern sea beach of Sindh, the provincial state of Pakistan. And unfortunately, India is a friend of Iran, particularly Iranian terrorist government? Well, as a business purpose, Iranian terrorist government is a good terrorist for Indian government, unfortunately. Okay. Now, where they could have additional points. Uh, okay, we have to see it. Okay. Now have a research. Now we have to return a research. Okay. Now, as we know, because of Dr. Muhammad Yunus being chief advisor of Bangladesh, it would be easy for Tulsi Gabbard to settle the military base on sea beach of Bangladesh. But Tulsi Gabbard has failed. Well, Tulsi Gabbard could deploy the military base of on sea beach, every sea beach of Myanmar. Tulsi Gabbard could deploy every sea beach of what is the country? Laos. Every sea beach of southern sea beach of Thailand. Well, Tulsi Gabbard could settle the sea beach, the military base on the sea beach of both of Myanmar, Singapore, Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia, and Philippines. Okay. Well, I hope they are Asians, but now we are going to Northern America. Well, they could settle the military base on Panama. They could settle military base of Costa Rica, sea beach of every sea beach of Costa Rica. They could set a military base to secure Americans in Nicaragua. They could set Honduras, military base on Honduras. They could set military naval base in Navy base, United States Navy base on Caribbean Sea, Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America, and Atlantic Ocean. But Tulsi Gabbard failed. Therefore, I have to say it that here 10% marks would be negative. And now, while 10% marks would be negative, and we would believe that it would hurt to know that 10% marks Tulsi Gabbard has a chance only to secure 20% marks in the case of Iranian terrorist naval ship, as the intelligence report of Central Intelligence Agency. Okay, this is what if that would be the Iranian terrorist heaviest naval ship. If it would be Iranian terrorist naval ship, small naval ship, then the weight would be 2 million kilograms. And then what would happen? Let's find out. Okay, 90, 40, 1014 watt is divided by 34 and multiplied by 2. Now it is divided by the power to generate a nuclear weapon. What is that? That is 50,000 kilowatt. What is 50,000 kilowatt? That is 50 million watt to generate a nuclear weapon. Then we have the percentage. And what is the percentage? 0.00483%. Okay. Now, as a small ship, okay. Now, as a small ship, terrorist departure 0.00483% power to generate nuclear weapon as a kinetic power of Iranian terrorist small naval ship as capable to depart from Abadan port of Iran and arrival to Miami port of Georgia of the United States via Panama Canal with the distance of 28,890 kilometers with the travel time of 8 days and 3 hours with a naval route of Caribbean, Persian Sea, Persian Gulf, the Gulf of Oman, the Arabian Sea, the Indian Ocean, the Bay of Bengal, repeatedly Indian Ocean, Pacific Oceans, Caribbean Sea, Gulf of Gulf of Mexico and Gulf of America. Then the final route is Atlantic Oceans, and the target to terrorist attack is 460,000 Americans living in Miami port city, and that is the larger that that is to now for the largest threat of for the national security of United States of America. Well, irony is that I know the calculate security threats. Gal Gadot know the calculate security threats, but our Tulsi Gabbard, the United States Security, National Security Department Secretary, I mean the indirect Director of Central Intelligence Agency, has been failed to secure the United States of America sovereignty from Iranian terrorist small naval ship. Now, what if it would be by Indian, not Indian, it would be Iranian terrorist naval port. Well, the weight would be 34,000 kilograms. And then the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval boat is 41.014 watt. And now, let's have the points. .014 watt is divided by the power to generate a nuclear weapon, that is 50,000 kilowatt. What is 50,000 kilowatt? That is 50 million watt. Let's have the percentage, and that is 0.4 times 0, 82028. Well, here we have points. While 0.4 times 0, 82028% power to generate a nuclear weapon as the kinetic power of petrol of Iranian terrorist naval boat is able to travel from departure port of departure as Abadan port of Iran to arrival port as Miami port of Georgia of United States of America via Panama Canal, where the sea route is Persian Gulf, Arabian Gulf, Gulf of Oman, Arabian Sea, Indian Oceans, Bay of Bengal, and repeatedly Indian Oceans, Pacific Oceans, Caribbean Sea, Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America, and Atlantic Oceans. That would be and we carry the terrorist attack, probable terrorist attack on 460,000 Americans living in Miami. That would be the national security threat for the United States of America. So here the intelligence reports Tulsi Gabbard has been failed. And now here we got to point the last hope. Okay. Here we would have the last hope. What is the last hope? Let's see. Okay. Well, case number 8. Same departure in Iran, from same arrival port in United States of America, but the via route is Strait of Magdalene. Distance 35,728 kilometers. Travel time is 10 day 1 hour. Therefore, hence we have calculate it into second, that is 867,600 seconds, and the weight is, because that is the heaviest naval ship, the weight is 34 million kilograms. Well, let me know how could we find a distance of 35,728 kilometers. It is a naval route, and accordance with the second research paper, accordance with the second research paper. Well, according to the second research paper, this is 19,292 nautical mile. Time is 10 days, 1 hour. Yeah, we have mentioned. Okay. And now, here is the nautical miles. Okay. Here is mentioned distance as nautical mile, but we have mentioned the distance as a we have mentioned the distance as a kilometer per hour. Not a kilometer. And what would we do that? So now here we have input nautical mile as 19,292, and therefore what is the result? The result is 35,000 the out of kilometer, and that is 35,728 kilometer 784 meters. Well, as a round figure, I have mentioned 35,728 kilometers. Okay. Herefore, we have a kinetic power. What is the kinetic power? We have mentioned 17 million kilograms as half m, because the weight of Iranian terrorist heaviest naval ship is 34 million kilograms. Well, we have mentioned 35,728 kilometers as 35,728,000 meters, and we have mentioned 10 days 1 hours as 867,600 seconds. Well, here is the 7 million kilograms multiplied by 35,728,000 is meters square divided by 867,600 second cube. And what is the result? That result would be 33,229 watt. Okay. 33,229 watt. Now we would divide that watt by the power of power to generate the nuclear weapon. What is that? That is 50,000 kilowatt. What is 50,000 kilowatt? That is 50 million watt. And now yes, the percentage is 0.066458%. And now here we go. Here, what is the root? Let me explain. Okay. Now see the Google Earth as a research center. Well, now here with that Iranian near the route is they have to pass Persian Gulf to enter Arabian Gulf. They have to pass Arabian Gulf to enter Persian the Gulf of Oman. they have to pass the Gulf of Oman to enter the Arabian Sea. Then they have to pass the Indian Oceans. Then they have to pass the Southern Oceans. Then they have to pass the it is Strait of Magellan. Well, Strait of Magellan. Northern Australian points they have to pass the northern southern Australians, and they have to pass the sea beach of northern New Zealand, and they have to enter the Pacific Oceans. Okay. They have to pass every sea beach of Chile. Then they have to pass a Strait of Magellan. They have to pass every sea beach of Argentina. Then they have to enter the Atlantic Ocean, and then they have to pass every sea beach of Uruguay. They have to pass every sea beach of Brazil. Then Iranian terrorist naval ship have to pass every sea beach of French Guiana. Then have to pass every sea beach of Suriname. Then they have to pass every sea beach of Ghana, British Ghana. Then they have to pass every sea beach of Venezuela. Then they have to pass every sea beach of Colombia. Then they have to pass every sea beach of Eastern Panama to enter Caribbean Sea. Then they have to enter the Gulf of Gulf of Mexico, and then they have to enter the Gulf of America. Then they have to enter the Atlantic Oceans to reach the Miami. Okay. Yeah, we got the know. And what is the power percentage? 0.066548%. Okay. Now here is the tackle. So, well, all of you know that I have a girlfriend, Gal Gadot. I have a wife, Joanna Petra, as United States CIA agent. Well, now we are talking about Tulsi Gabbard. When I, a simple Bangladeshi woman, know the calculated security threats on 460,000 Americans live in Miami by Iranian terrorist heavy naval ship. My girlfriend Gal Gadot would notice that, and then my wife Jonah Petra would notice like this. Then that would be probable that Tulsi Gabbard, a general of CIA, that means Central Intelligence Agency, would have get information about Iranian terrorist naval ship. This is the documentary ship. But still, here is the point, and that is Here is here is the point, and that is Tulsi Gabbard. The useful power is 0.066458% of the power to generate nuclear weapon as the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship as heaviest naval ship. And the route is now Persian Gulf, Arabian Gulf, the Gulf of Oman, Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean, Southern Ocean, Pacific Oceans, repeatedly Southern Oceans, Atlantic Oceans, Caribbean Sea, Gulf of Mexico, and Gulf of America, and repeatedly Atlantic Oceans. This is the largest security threat on the United States of America. This is the largest security threat. Okay. What is the arrangement of security system outside of United States of America for United States of America against Iranian terrorist naval ship? That is zero. And now, okay. And now here we go. We have the points. What if Iranian terrorist naval ship would be small? Then that would be 2 million weight of 2 million kilograms. Now 33 to 29 divided by 34 multiplied by 2. Okay, here is the power, that is 1954.647058282352941176. This is the points. Now let's have a calculation for it. Let's have a compare with 6 and the power to generate a nuclear weapon. So I have divided the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist small naval ship by the power to generate a nuclear weapon. What is that? That is 50,000 kilowatt. What is 50,000 kilowatt? That is 50 million watt. And now we have the percentage. Now what's the result? The result is 0.00390993%. Well, here is the irony, and that is I know the security threat, and even Gal Gadot know the security threat, but Jonah would know the security threat. Therefore, Tulsi Gabbard would know definitely the security threat. And what is the security threat? Well, the security threat is that the security threat is that 0.00390993% of the power to generate the nuclear weapon as the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist small naval ship can travel from departure port Abadan, Iran to arrival port Miami, Georgia, United States of America, with the distance of 35,728 kilometers, with the travel time of 10 days, 1 hour, and the route is, what is the route? Well, the route is Persian Gulf, Arabian Gulf, the Gulf of Oman, Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean, Southern Ocean, Pacific Ocean, limitedly Indian Oceans, Atlantic Oceans, Caribbean Sea, Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America, and limitedly Atlantic Oceans, to have a terrorist attack on 460,000 Americans living in Miami, and that is the great dangerous for the national security of the United States of America. And what who is Tulsi Gabbard in the in the story? Tulsi Gabbard is a laziest woman to be a director of Central Intelligence Agency. Well, I hope we our Tulsi Gabbard would have to sink in the Mariana Domes of Pacific Oceans. She should not live anymore, as I can perceive. Well, but what? Okay, but what if it would be the Iranian terrorist naval boat, not a naval ship? Then the weight would be 34,000 kilograms. Then the kinetic power would be 33.299 watt. So, therefore, we have got a result. And what is that? Well, that is 33.299 or 229. Okay, that is divided by the power to generate a nuclear weapon. What is that? That is 50,000 kilowatt. What is 50,000 kilowatt? That is 50 million watt. Well, let's have the percentage. Now we know that the percentage is still 0.4 times 0.66458. Well, while Gal Gadot know that 0.4 times 0.66458% of the power to generate a nuclear weapon as the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval boat to pass a distance of 35,728 kilometers with the travel time of 10 days 11 hours, while route is Persian Gulf, Arabian Gulf, Gulf of Oman, Indian Oceans, Southern Oceans, Pacific Oceans, repeatedly Southern Oceans, Atlantic Oceans, Caribbean Sea, Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America, and then repeatedly Atlantic Oceans to have a terrorist attacks as 460,000 Americans live in Miami. Uh, well, what Tulsi Gabbard did? Tulsi Gabbard did not arrange any security system for United States America to defend against Iranian terrorist naval boat as the Central Intelligence Report of Central Intelligence Agency. Well, and that is we have to say that unfortunately our Tulsi Gabbard 10% in this case 10% marks to defend United States of America against Iranian terrorist navy has been negative, and now in two lives here we go that is 90% marks for Tulsi Gabbard to secure the United States of America against the Iranian terrorist navy has been negative. Now she has a hope to get attend only 10%. Okay, here is the point. As we know, there is still the last hope. What is her last hope? I don't know. The last hope is case number 9. Okay. Departure is saying Abadan port of Iran. Arrival port is saying Miami port of Georgia or provincial state of United States of America. Now where is Cape Town? Cape home. Okay. What is the distance? The distance is 35,848 kilometers, and the travel time is 10 days 2 hours. We have the points 871,200 seconds. Weight, it is a heavy ship, therefore weight is 34 million kilograms. Well, now the problem is how can I get the new distance for information in kilometer? While the distance of this is the naval route distance, and that would be nautical mile. Well, here is the travel time 10 days 2 hours. Okay, and now here we go. We have the second research paper, and that is Sea Distance ORG. Okay, distance is 19,356 nautical mile via Cape Horn. Well, that is okay. Time is 10 days 2 hours. That is also okay. But point is, distance is 19,356 nautical mile. But we have mentioned the distance is 35,848 kilometers. Now, how would it be possible? Well, it would not be possible, but it is easy. Well, we have 19,356 nautical mile as distance. Let's convert the nautical mile to kilometer. Well, 356. Well, that is especially well, we have an input of nautical mile, and that was 19,356, and now we have an output as kilometer, and that is 35,847 kilometer, 312 meter. Well, here is the catch. The kinetic power of Iranian terrorist heaviest naval ship, well, therefore what is 34 million kilograms, because it is mentioned that 34,000 tons. Well, now weight is 34 million kilograms, then half of weight is 17 million kilograms. Okay, we have input 17 million kilograms, we have input distance square as 35,848 kilometers square, that means 35,848,000 meters square, and the travel time cube is 871,200 second cube. And what is the kinetic power? The kinetic power is 33,039 watt. Okay, now here is the root we have to explain. So let's have the root. Okay, now see on the Google Earth. Well, Iranian terrorist naval ship, heaviest naval ship, have to, if it doesn't matter if it is Iranian terrorist naval ship, heaviest ship, it is Iranian terrorist small naval ship, or it is Iranian terrorist naval boat. Well, it had to pass the route is Persian Gulf, Arabian Gulf, Gulf of Oman, Indian Arabic Sea, Indian Oceans, well, Australian oceans, that means Southern Oceans, not touching any Pacific Ocean. Then entering Atlantic Oceans, then entering the Caribbean Sea, then entering Gulf of Mexico, then entering Gulf of America, then re-entering the Atlantic Oceans. Okay, here is the well, here is the route. Well, now let's compare the kinetic power with the power to generate a nuclear weapon. 33,039 watts. Okay, 33,039 watts. Before that, let's remove the memory array. Memory remove. memory remove, memory remove, memory remove, memory remove, memory remove, and memory remove. Okay. Now the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist heavier naval ship is divided by the power to generate a nuclear weapon. What is that? That is 50,000 kilowatt. What is 50,000 kilowatt? That is 50 million watt. And now we have the percentage, and what is that? That is 0.066078%. And now, well, I, Michaela Cesario, my girlfriend Gal Gadot, and my wife Jonah Petra knows that here we are 0.066078% of the power to generate nuclear weapons as a kinetic power of Iranian terrorist heaviest naval ship can travel from departure port Abadan, Iran to arrival port Miami, Georgia, USA with the distance of 35,848 kilometers and the speed of 148 kilometers per hour and the travel time of 10 days 2 hours, where while the route is Persian Gulf, Arabic Gulf, the Gulf of Oman, Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean, Southern Ocean, passing every sea beach of Australia, every southern sea beach of New Zealand, then not entering any Pacific Oceans, then South sea beach of Chile, then entering Atlantic Ocean, then passing every sea beach of Argentina, every sea beach of Brazil, every sea beach of Ghana, every sea beach of Submarine, every sea beach of British Ghana, every sea beach of Venezuela, every sea beach of Colombia, and entering the Caribbean Sea, every sea beach of Honduras, every sea beach of Costa Rica, every sea beach of Nicaragua, entering Gulf of Mexico, every sea beach of Mexico, entering Gulf of America, every northern sea beach of Cuba, entering the Atlantic Oceans, and every finally reach the Miami port of Georgia of the United States of America. Here is the last point we have perceived, and what is that? It is that the point is 48 kilometers per hour. The target is to have a terrorist attack on 460,000 Americans living in Miami. That is now the most dangerous for the national security of the United States of America. Well, I know the calculated risk danger, Gal Gadot know the calculator, and the ordinary United States CIA agent, my wife, Jonathan know the calculator, but Tulsi Gabbard. Okay, but Tulsi Gabbard, as a indirect head of Central Intelligence Agency, could not arrange any security system to protect United States of America against Iranian terrorist heavy naval ship. This is how was surprising. I believe that would be the shocking points. And now, what if that would be the Iranian terrorist small naval ship? Then that would not be 33,039 watt. Moreover, that would be 1,943.4705882352911176 watt. Well, let the power as divided by the power to generate the nuclear weapon. What is that? That is 50,000 kilowatt. What is 50,000 kilowatt? That is 50 million watt. Now let's have the percentage. Well, the percentage is that 0.003887%. Now, what is the final root? Well, here is the point. So, when the final root is 400, well, 0. Okay, I have forgotten the percentage. Okay, now I remember. 0.0038887% of the power to generate a nuclear weapon as the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist small naval ship can travel from Abadan, Iran to arrive the Miami port of Georgia provincial state of the United States of America as the route with the distance of 35,848 kilometers with the travel time of 10 days 2 hours, while route is the route is Persian Gulf, Arabian Gulf, the Gulf of Oman, Arabian Sea, Indian Oceans, Southern Oceans, Atlantic Sea, Caribbean Sea, Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America, and repeatedly Atlantic Oceans, and the target is to have a terrorist attack on 460,000 Americans living in Miami. That is the greatest national security threat for the United States of America. But irony is that I know the level of risk. My girlfriend Gal Gadot know the my girlfriend Gal Gadot know the level of risk, and perhaps where is my wife? Well, she is in perhaps Blue Judah. Okay. Even my wife, Jonah Petter, know the security risks, But the irony is that is the is most dangerous I have perceived. Okay, the irony is that uh, the notwithstanding Tulsi Gabbard, knowing the level of security threat of the United States of America, she did not do anything. Now, here, that is the irony as the point. Well, as a marking in the case 9, 10% marks of to protect United States of America against the Iranian naval ship. Doesn't matter that would be heavier naval ship or small naval ship or the only boat. The 10 marks from the Tulsi Gabbard has been negatives, and now Tulsi Gabbard got the 0 marks, literally the 0 marks. Now I have a concern that why Tulsi Gabbard is still the National Security Department Secretary of the United States of America, and it is shocking for me. Well, for now, life is ending. Uh, for now, life is ending. See you then at the next part of the life. Khuda Hafiz. अरे बाप रे